Good morning. It's great to see everyone. It's my pleasure and honor to welcome you this morning. Today is November 16th, and before we begin our traditional County Commission meeting, we have some exciting events planned as the swearing in of our newly re-elected commissioners. I'd like to start the ceremony today by inviting up our fire rescue chaplain, Mark Hubbard, to provide the invocation, and we'll follow that with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Before I pray, let me offer up a thanks on behalf of Martin County Fire Rescue for stepping into leadership roles. Some of you, again, for your support. As a fellow citizen of Martin County, I thank you. You have a difficult task ahead, to say the least. Let me offer this one word, kind of preface this prayer. Everybody loves a leader until they become decisive. As soon as you become decisive, you begin to be divisive. Decisions you will make, especially in this climate, in this culture, many will applaud, many others will oppose. A few may vehemently oppose with volume. Let me encourage you, do not be dissuaded by the volume of the critic. The vast majority of us are appreciative, even if we don't agree with the decisions you will make, appreciative of the challenges that you face and the leadership role that you take on. So with that, let me offer this prayer. Pray with me, please. God, we thank you for this morning and for these in leadership that have taken that mantle. It is a challenging one, to say the least. It will be wrought with many difficult decisions that will be ahead, especially in the culture and the climate in which we live. Lord, you know this well. I ask simply that you would give them wisdom that they do not currently possess, for the challenges that they do not know that lie ahead, for the ones they can anticipate, they may be thinking of right now. But in a moment, around the corner, there may be something we don't see. And we are grateful, and we offer up our prayers for this moment and the moments ahead, that you would give them that wisdom and that strength, that you would give them the conviction and the knowledge they need to lead us in the times ahead. This county is a better place because of them. I ask your prayers of guidance, strength, protection, and wisdom upon them as they take this mantle. We ask this in your wonderful name. Amen.
Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I'm Stacy Hetherington. I'm the vice chair of the board, and I would like to introduce my board colleagues this morning. Commissioner Chair Harold Jenkins from District 3. Commissioner Sarah Hurd from District 4. Commissioner Doug Smith from District 1. And Commissioner Ed Campy from District 5. We also have with us today County Administrator Taryn Krista, Deputy County Administrator Don Donaldson, and Assistant County Administrator George Stokas. And we have some great partners in our elected officials here in Martin County and our constitutional officers, and I wanted to just recognize them this morning. We have with us Tax Collector Ruth Piotrowski. We have, on behalf of Sheriff Snyder, we have Major John Budinsky. We have Property Appraiser-elect Jenny Fields. Vice Mayor of the City of Stuart, Eula Clark. And we have, I thought I saw Commissioner Troy McDonald here. Give him a hand anyways. And we have Town of Sewell's Point, Town Manager Michelle Berger. Town of Jupiter Island, we have Town Manager Michael Ventura. Deputy Town Manager Chief Bob Garlow. Mike Ewing, Assistant Chief, Town of Jupiter Island. And we have Town of Ocean Breeze Mayor Karen Ostrin. And David Wagner from Town of Ocean Breeze, Council Member. From the Martin County School District, we have Board Member Victoria Deffenthaler. Is there anybody that I have missed? Well, thank you all for being here. Again, you serve as great partners with all of us. And it really feels like just yesterday that I was standing up here being sworn in myself with my sons and my family looking on. And I blinked, and here we are 2 years later, and it really literally went that fast. Interestingly, though, I've been here 2 years, and I'm commonly referred to as the freshman commissioner. So I wonder if I was held back and I didn't graduate to my sophomore year. But as a new board member, when I was sworn in, my fellow commissioners were nothing but welcoming. They were patient while I asked a million questions and dissected. And I have the utmost respect for all 4 of my colleagues and the experience I've had working on this board. I'll never forget my first year of office. We had a meeting with the Department of Environmental Protection. We were all in the conference room, gathered together. The DEP was there. We were seeking some funding for a District 2 project. And the DEP representative complimented us in Martin County and said how well our commissioners as well as our municipalities work together. And I thought, wow, that is a huge compliment. Apparently, that is not the case in many other municipalities across the state. So that was a highlight to me, and it's something that I won't forget because I don't want to take for granted the working relationship that we have here in Martin County, along with our surrounding municipalities. And together, we're all, really working for the common good of our residents, and we always keep that in mind. So my second year in office, well, then we have 2020. What can you say about 2020? So I know 2020 has taught all of us to lead through adversity and challenges, and there have been a lot of firsts in 2020. So I thought I would just go through some of the firsts that some of all of us have experienced. So in 2020, it's the first time I've ever seen begging, bartering, fighting over toilet paper. Who would have known that literally you could not find toilet paper in the year of 2020? Another first, sadly, we saw funerals and weddings being conducted by Zoom. Certainly a first. A first for sure that I noticed that there were folks begging the government to bring them home for a holiday that they saved forever for, couldn't wait to go on, and now they're begging for the government to bring them home. That was a first. So it really is a year of firsts. So I thought I would recognize a few firsts during our swearing in. So Commission Chair Jenkins will be sworn in into his second term of office, a first time in history that a commissioner in District 3 has run unopposed. I think that says a lot about your leadership, Commissioner Jenkins. And I've heard your name referenced in your leadership style, E.F. Hutton. And we know that when you talk, we all listen. And Commissioner Smith, you'll be sworn in as at first. You'll be sworn into office for your sixth consecutive term. But certainly a first. And again, I think that speaks of your consistent leadership, not only here in Martin County, but around the state. And when you do travel around the state, everybody knows Commissioner Smith and speaks very highly of his leadership. And Commissioner Campy, you may be the first commissioner to inspire a mute button here on the microphone like the presidential debates. All kidding aside, yeah. Well, I did talk to Mike Merker about it, but no, kidding. You will be the first commissioner since 1972 in District 5 to run unopposed. And that commissioner was none other than our friend Timer Powers. And today, Timer Powers has a park named after him, so you never know. And truly, you all three have in common that you're all first-class leaders. And you're really first-class individuals to work with. And I think, all 4 and 5 of us have a great working relationship. So without further ado, I would like to introduce the Honorable Lawrence Merman, 19th Circuit, Judicial Circuit Chief Judge, to commence our proceedings.
Good morning, everyone. Commissioners inaugurated today after being reelected. I think this day is a day for pause and reflection on the honor that's been bestowed upon you once again by the people, by the citizens who've placed their trust in you. And that trust is a public trust that you hold and you wield. It comes at a great personal cost. For as you already know, having served, your duties will require all your energy and are seemingly ceaseless. Their weight is even greater in these difficult, troubled times we find ourselves in. Still, there is time for joy and reflection on the blessings of Providence, and today is such an occasion for you. With that, let me invite Commissioner Doug Smith and Dr. Lisa Grossom Smith to the lectern. If you
You're a multitasker, huh?
could raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, Doug Smith,
I, Doug Smith,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
that I am duly qualified to hold office under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will,
and that I will,
well and faithfully,
well and faithfully,
perform the duties of Martin County Commissioner,
perform the duties of Martin County Commissioner,
District 1,
District 1,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Give me a fist bump.
Judge, thank you very much.
And please address the audience.
Thank you. Sure. Yeah, the mustache, still haven't figured that part out just yet. Thank you. He's a lefty. It's the lefty thing. Well, good morning, everybody. Another first. So first and foremost, I would love to thank my family for being here. I have my mom with us today. Mom. I have my mother-in-law, Miss Betty. And as of 3 weeks ago, our eldest daughter, Alexis. And of course, my amazing wife, Lisa. And as of 3 weeks ago, Miss Amelia. So this will be a little different, I think, than maybe some of my other speeches, if you will, on Election Day or on swearing-in day. I think Stacy hit it on the head of the nail. Where'd Stacy go? Stacy was over here. There are a lot of firsts, and there are a lot of crazy things that happened in 2020. Probably most of us would not like to go back and repeat 2020. However, all that being said, with what I'm hanging on here to, it was the most amazing year, the best year I will ever have. and the best thing my wife and I could ever pull off and do together, little Miss Amelia. So as bad as 2020 was, there are silver linings everywhere, and I'm holding the best one in the world in our family. So thank you for all of that. You know, Stacy, you couldn't have said it better in many ways. We have a great team. Sometimes we don't always get along, and if you watch our meetings, you'll understand that as much as people believe that all 5 of us, or all 4 of us, or all 3 of us, or 2 of us think alike, we don't. Sometimes we are as far apart as you could possibly imagine. And as much as you may think that a decision coming in is the decision that's going to be what we do coming out, nope, not a chance. And if you've watched our meetings, you can see that happen. The magic, though, that happens in Martin County, I think, for all of us, and certainly for me and the 20 years that I've been doing this, is that Martin County always does find a way to come together. And I think at the end of the day, we try to make the very best decision for Martin County. And that just takes 5 people working together and an amazing staff, you know, that we have, that we get to work with, that set us up on agenda items and bring things to us that they work out, and they work really hard to make sure that they get the very best of what we can get out of it, and then it's up to us. And so the voters, thank you very much for entrusting me and trusting the 5 of us to work together to be commissioners for Martin County. Again, Stacy, you're right. That first 2 years went by in a blink. I can tell you 2020 goes by in a blink. I said to Harold before he was elected, so there wasn't any sunshine violation, I said, Harold, if you think what you thought you were going to get done in 4 years is going to happen in those 4 years, you better get going at 100 miles an hour, because those 4 years will go by in a blink. And I would imagine Harold would agree, and he's shaking his head, yes, and it does. I can remember telling him, you know, Bridge Road, you know, a signature project down in Hope Sound, if you think that project's going to happen, Harold, in 4 years, it might, but it's rounding the corner, and it's almost done, and it's fantastic and great for Hope Sound. Ed, you know, Ed brings a whole dimension to our commission. So do you. This is your first commission meeting. Ugh. There you go. Ed brings a dimension to our commission that, out of all the commissioners I've worked with, he is by far the most fun. Dieter Lizzie, he was a lot of fun, but Ed has absolutely ratcheted up a notch, and whenever there's time for us to need humor, to need fun, to need something to break the ice, Ed is always there to make sure that he brings us back down to ground and to earth. And it's important, because you got to have that balance. You got to have the balance of the different personalities and the different ideas and the different wisdom. And we are lucky. We are incredibly lucky. Stacy, as our newly elected 2 years ago, Stacy said to me one day, she said, you know, I feel like this COVID thing has really kind of, you know, held me back some, and it has. I mean, for all of you that are involved in what we do, this COVID issue has really kind of put a lot of things on hold. And so, Stacy, hopefully we can ratchet up your timeline and get things going for you, and see the things that you wanted to get done in your 4 years done, because it really was sort of like the lost 8 months that we've had, you know, that we've been in. Things haven't happened the way we all wished that they would have. Sarah, she is the unwavering, you know, tough, strong, wonderful commissioner that we have. It is that balance. Again, Sarah and I very rarely agree on anything. But you almost don't want it any other way. You really do want those opposing views. You really want the difference of opinions. You want to challenge each other as much as possible to make sure you get the very best decisions out of us you can get. And again, it doesn't always go my way. It doesn't always go Sarah's way. But the 5 of us come out of those decisions, I think, with what's the best for Martin County. And we may not always agree with it, but somehow it works, and it gets it through it. Harold, he's the special one, I swear. You know, he said during his discussion on being chair this year, and how, you know, how much he appreciated doing it and having the chance to do it. None of us had any doubt that Harold wasn't going to be a fabulous chair. I always thought that having back-to-back hurricanes, Francis and Jean, when I was chair, was a challenge. I think COVID actually pushed us way past that issue. And Harold, you did an absolutely rock star job taking us through that. So with that, everybody, I look forward to a fabulous 4 years. Hopefully it starts today. Hopefully we get going. There's a lot to always do. Time is always of the essence. I know. You know what she's saying, right? Enough, Daddy. All right. Sit down. Enough. Huh? Well, you can leave if you want. Lastly, somebody else that's, two people actually that are very important in my daily life and my job. For my first 16 years, Anna Colgan, who's sitting with us in the audience. Anna really did take me through the first 16 years. And Kathy, where's Kathy? Kathy in the back has picked up where Anna left off. And you know, without that front line in our office, you couldn't get the job done that we do. It is their jobs by far are the hardest jobs in the building. Dealing with everything that comes in on that phone and everything that comes in on the email that comes to our office that we are supposed to digest and figure out how to do. They are the front line folks that actually take all the grief and take the effort and the challenge that comes with all that. So to both Anna, thank you for all your years and your continued years and your help on my campaign. Thank you very much for that. And Kathy, thank you for all that you do for me. Our chambers, our fire rescue folks, our sheriff's department, all of our constitutional offices, Jenny, congratulations, and we look forward to January when you all get sworn in. Some exciting times. So thank you all very much, and I can't wait for the next 4 years to come, and thank you all.
Commissioner Jenkins, if you would come forward. Susan Jenkins, Aaron Bonas, and Stephen Jenkins.
Where do you go?
Place your left hand on the Bible and raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Harold Jenkins, do solemnly swear
I, Harold Jenkins, do solemnly swear
that I will support, protect, and defend
that I will support, protect, and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly qualified
to hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of Martin County Commissioner,
of Martin County Commissioner,
District 3,
District 3,
on which I am about to enter.
of which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
All right, thank you.
First of all, I want to thank my family for having my back and encouraging me in this job, which it takes. I want to thank my friends that have to, Mr. Fay is definitely one of them, that has to listen to me think things out vocally and get his opinion on things. And the county staff is amazing. And I consider family at this point. We have the absolute best staff on the planet, and and I do have to thank directly my aide, Colleen Packowitz, which can't be with us today. She's not feeling well, but she's an amazing person that really helps me be an effective commissioner. And I do thank the people of Martin County that decided not to run against me, because I didn't have to do that. That was not a pleasurable experience. But to go on Doug's comments, he actually stole a little bit of my thunder, because I was actually going to bring that up. A conversation when we were all running 4 years ago was, Doug, I'm a one-shot wonder. He's going, no, I don't think so. Right? Because I had some specific reasons I ran. And I did think that I could accomplish all those things in a 4-year period of time. And to your point, Stacy, I blinked 2 eyes and we're 4 years later. So this is a life experience that not a lot of people get. And I've had the privilege, and I thank everybody for that. You know, as I think, at least in my case, as we get older, our circle of friends gets smaller, right? And we get stuck in a rut, and, you know, it gets narrows down. And And then all of a sudden I did this. Boom. I have a huge circle of friends that I really, really appreciate that really do try to help me be an effective leader in this county. And I really appreciate everybody that helps me and helps all of us. And my fellow commissioners, they are an amazing people. And I consider every one of you friends. And I do thank you. Appreciate it.
We invite Commissioner Campy and his family to the podium. You raise your right hand. Repeat after me. I, Edward V. Campy,
I, Edward V. Campy,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support,
that I will support,
protect, and defend
the
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Florida,
and the state of Florida,
that I am duly qualified
that I am duly
to
qualified
hold office
to hold office
under the Constitution of the state,
under the Constitution of the state,
and that I will
and that I will
well and faithfully
well and faithfully
perform the duties
perform the duties
of Martin County Commissioner,
of Martin County Commissioner,
District 5,
District 5,
on which I am about to enter.
on which I am about to enter.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much and welcome. I catch a lot of heat for long-winded speeches and mute buttons, but when Commissioner Hetherington said that, I knew I was going last, so buckle up. I would like to start my remarks this morning with thank yous. I'd like to thank God for once again granting me the opportunity and the abilities to serve. I would like to thank my parents. I am blessed to have both of them here today, and for their loving guidance and support. I would like to thank my wife, Liz. This year, Liz and I will celebrate 30 years of marriage. She is the quiet strength of our family and always puts others before herself. I'd like to thank my children, who have had to grow up with the circumstances of life that I have chosen for myself, and they have done so with grace. To Sarah, who 4 years ago was in college at UF and is now getting her master's in social work at FAU. To Emily and Nicholas, who could not be here today with us. Emily, who 4 years ago was in high school and now is a sophomore at the University of Central Florida and is planning to study abroad in London this spring if the pandemic doesn't derail those plans. And to Nicholas, who 4 years ago was also in high school and is now a midshipman at the U.S. Naval Academy in Annapolis. So I love you all and I thank you. To my boss, Greg, who generously allows me to do both jobs. And you that are working people know how important it is to thank your boss. Thank you to my friends, my advisors, and my appointees. Many of us have the opportunity to appoint citizens to volunteer and serve and represent us and their county. That's one of them now. And represent their county as volunteers on many different committees, and I really appreciate all of their work. To my executive aide, Stacy McKinless, who makes my job so much easier. I make hers harder, she makes mine easier. And a special thank you to you, the residents, for once again instilling in me your trust to do this job. As Stacy had mentioned, it is a tremendous honor to be able to run, as Harold also said, unopposed. To me, that means that the community believes in the work that we're doing and trusts that we can carry on their behalf, and I take that very seriously. We measure this job in 4-year increments. It seems like a long time, but it's really not. We can look back at how much has changed. There have been many events for us to celebrate, and there's been many events for us to mourn. What doesn't change is our ability to keep moving forward, to adapt, and to overcome. We are all very fortunate to live here, to work here, and to raise our families here. In large part, that's because of the hard work and dedication of our professional county staff, many of whom have served Martin County for decades. From our leadership team to the newest entry-level employees, the vision of the commission and the desires of our residents would not be possible without the dedicated hard work of our staff, and I'd like to thank them. Now, while the day-to-day operations of our county will always be addressed, I will be focusing on our continued efforts to alleviate the flooding and drainage issues that so many communities are suffering through. With the historic amounts of rain that we've had this year, areas that have never flooded before are suffering greatly, and the 5 commissioners and our staff understand what those issues are, and we will spend these next years getting it handled, from Palm City Farms to Hobe Sound and everywhere in between. That, I believe, is one of our most important issues. Looking back on this year alone, we faced some real tough challenges. But as I look forward, I'm reaffirming my commitment to work collaboratively with my colleagues, our staff, our municipality counterparts, our outstanding constitutional offices, including our most recent and new one. Congratulations, Jenny. And to you, our constituents, to continue to ensure a quality of life that we all expect and deserve. Thank you very much.
Thank you. And I want to, again, congratulate Commissioner Jenkins, Commissioner Smith, and Commissioner Campy on serving us for 4 more years. It's definitely a distinct honor to work with all 4 of you here, working for our residents. And I know that some others, but I wanted to take the time to recognize our county employees. As known, I think Commissioner Jenkins said, our county family. Oftentimes, I think the focus tends to be on the leadership, but we want our residents to know that every single day they have an army working on their behalf. They're making sure the roads and sidewalks are maintained, and they're fighting for clean water. They're helping businesses and entrepreneurs succeed. They're making sure that we have incredible public spaces and parks for our families to gather in. And they're keeping us all safe. And that's just to name a few things that they do. There's so many things that our county family members do, and it does not go unnoticed for certainly. So they're absolutely the foundation of the great work that we do at the county, and they don't often get the credit they deserve. So I just wanted to take a special moment today and recognize them and say how much we genuinely appreciate all the hard work that you do for us every single day. And then I also wanted to take the opportunity, again, I think I make her job harder, as Commissioner Campy said, but she makes my job easy, my Commission aide, Rosemary Zumo. So she's fabulous, and I'm happy to have her. And then finally, I think we want to take a minute to thank every single resident that they're our partners. You know, they come to the table and they join and they participate in local government. They believe in the work that we do here every day, and it takes that participation for us to do what we do. And thank you for the confidence in all of us for continuing to show in your participation. And again, congratulations, commissioners. Thank you, and God bless everyone. We want to just invite you. We have a little reception out in the courtyard to join for a few minutes. And then our regularly scheduled commission meeting will convene after the reception. Thank you.